Hi friends, previously we have seen how to place the separators or use the separators to in between the widgets vertically or horizontally. Now we'll see how dynamically you can place this separators. Say we are taking data from a data source, so we are not sure how many rows will be there, but each row will contain a separator below it. Similarly, in between the columns also we can place the separators and create a grid system. We'll learn all about this, but before that, my request is please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you'll be notified as and when we are adding new tutorials, and we are frequently adding that also. Let's start the script. We'll be starting from here. So here is a list within a list. So this is a two-dimensional list, and this data we are dynamically populating inside our window. So here inside the for loop, we are taking one row of the row, and then in between the row whatever is there we are placing in different columns. So 4 columns and 4 rows of data. You can extend it also, columns and rows we can extend it as if this is coming from the database. So from different data sources we can generate this type of structure and loop it through and dynamically create the rows. Let's just run it and see how this looks. Here it is. So you can see here this data, whatever is there, we are putting it inside a window by looping through all the columns first, then outer loop, then again columns, then rows, like that. So here it is, the 2 loops are there, one inner loop and one outer loop. Now in here we will be adding the separators. So here just imagine first what we will do is the column has to jump now 2 steps, because in between 2 columns one more column of separator vertically will be placing. So here what I am going to do is I will add plus, here it is, because this label I am adding 2. So because first data, then one separator, then one. So 2 steps I have to jump. So 2 I am adding to the label. Now that's all what I have to do. Now let me add inside the loop. So here I am one by one column I am adding. So I will add separator 1 equal to TTK. This is a part of TTK. So we are using that dot separator. Now my underscore w is the parent, and this is in between columns. So inner for loop we are using. So it is our orient is vertical, because in between the columns these are. Now let's place it on our grid. sp1 dot grid. Now row, which row it will be? It is row is, I have just taking it in the same row. Row won't change because every time it will take my row. The value of my row is here. It starts from here. I am incrementing outside the loop. So inside the loop this will be a constant. So same one my row. Now the column is I am using my call plus 1, because here you can see it is my call plus 2, because the next label it is going. Here it is my call plus 1. So in between the data 2 columns. So first data, then separator, then the next column. So separator is increased by 1 and the next data is increased by 2. That's why here it is 2 and here it is 1. So now we have placed it here. So then what you will do, we have seen in the part 1, if you just place it, it will be a dot. Now we have to allow it to extend to our north and south direction, north, south, east. So all 3 direction. So we'll say sticky equal to NSE, north, south and east. So it will, whatever the available space, it will align towards east, and north and south it will take it. So that is what our column will be increased. Sorry, our separator we have placed. Now inside that my labels app. Now inside this we are my labels append. Here it is there. So there is nothing to be done, but you just note it. This is our reference. You can suppose, because based on the structure we should place it below that, because that's the end of the loop. Other there is no difference. It will not make any difference. But let me just place it and give a gap so you can easily. Okay, fine. Separator is here. My label I am adding it to, because this is for the reference, because I am looping and creating the label. So this is done. Now what happens? Now what I have to do is I have to add the row separator. It is the column separator. Row separator is, it should be outside the inner for loop, because once the row is completed, next it will be there next. So inside the loop it will be outside of that. So for that what I am going to sp2 sp2 dot tt equal, sorry, sp2 equal to ttk dot, now separator. Now my underscore w is the parent window. Orient, here the orient has to be, it is horizontal because it is below the row, horizontal. Okay, fine. Now let us come sp2 dot grid. Now you just think here row equal to next row, my row plus 1. Now every row has to, data has to jump 2 steps because first row is suppose 1, then row 2 will be our separator, row 3 will be the next data. So here I am putting plus 1. Now column equal to 0. Now sticky, it is east and west, so full available width it should take it. Now in this case I have to put a how column span I have to give, column span. Now this sp2, it is I have to give my call plus 4. 4 is because 4 it has to take, because 4 columns are there. Now if you want how many columns, this 4 also you can take it from the lane data. This here you are getting it. Suppose you can take directly here also. If you are not sure how many columns of data is there. Here 4 I am taking it because there are 4 columns of data. So I am increasing the column span to my column. The last one is my column. Say if there are 4 columns of data means it will be 8. It should be 8 because each data occupies 1 and the separator occupies 1. So if there is actually 4 column of data, then there are 4 separators are there. That is why the my column will hold the value 4 here. Then I am adding another 4. Okay, so it expands, covers the entire row. Fine. So this is there. Now I have to increment the row here. So I am saying my row. This time I have to outside the loop. So I have to increment. Earlier I was incrementing by 1. Now I have to increment it by 2 because next loop it should jump by 2 steps. So that is how. Anyway, you can download the entire source code also. Let me just take out this scaling I have added for the demo purpose. Now let me remove it. So that's all. So inside this we have dynamically placed it. Now let's see how far this is correct. So let's run this once and see. Yeah, here it is. You can see this. This is it has taken all the one in between, one horizontal row and one vertical row. Height is little more here. Height you can reduce it by taking it my row into 35 here. You can just adjust the height by reducing. This is a scaling factor based on the font I have taken. So this can be reduced also, not a problem. But here it is. So dynamically we have taken from here the data. Each data is there and the separators vertically between the column, and after the row also the separators are added dynamically. So we are not sure how many separators will come. So this is inside the loop we are adding. Hope this is clear. That's all, friends. Hope you have a good learning experience, and if you have any doubts, suggestions, questions, use the comment section below to post it. And my request is please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you'll be notified as and when we are adding new tutorials, and we are frequently doing that also. Please share this video with your friends, and thank you for watching.